Bob, what's going on, man? How you feeling today?
Good.
All right, cool. Just wanted to kind of get your thoughts on it seemed as though we were going to get Spence versus Crawford immediately, and then Crawford goes on to, sign up to fight David Avanesian on BLK Prime. What are your thoughts on that whole thing?
My thought is that I really don't know what happened with the negotiation, but I was always somewhat skeptical that they would result in a fight because Crawford had no promoter. And in order to really make a deal like that, you got to go in with a promoter who is prepared to put up a big guarantee for your side. I mean, it was unfair for him to look at Al and ask for Al to put up a major guarantee because Al had no relationship with him. It's another thing for Spence to ask Al to put up a guarantee because Spence has been Al's fighter. So that was a real problem from the get-go in getting that fight on.
Do you think some fighters have unrealistic expectations when it comes to money?
All the fighters have unrealistic expectations when it comes to money. I mean, that's the nature of sports. Whether it's fighters, football players, basketball players. In some of these other sports, it's a lot easier because there's a full disclosure of what their compatriots are making. That's not true necessarily in boxing.
Do you feel somewhat vindicated, only from the standpoint of, a lot of people were kind of pointing the finger at you and Top Rank as to why the fight between Crawford and Spence couldn't happen, but now you're not in the picture and the fight still didn't happen. Do you feel somewhat vindicated?
I'm not vindicated. I didn't give a damn. I tried to make that fight happen. I was unable to make that fight happen. Obviously, I wanted that fight to happen. I thought at certain points we could have that fight happen, but hopefully in the future the fight will happen.
Avanesian, what do you think about him as an opponent? Do you think
I have absolutely no idea of Avanesian. I never saw him fight. I don't know whether he's good, he's bad. He's the next coming of Triple G. I don't know who the hell he is. I mean, I know who he is, but I've never seen him fight. So it'd be unfair for me to say he's a guy that has no chance with Terrence. I wouldn't know.
Were you shocked when that announcement was made?
Yeah, I was shocked when the announcement came out of left field. But again, I knew about it before the announcement was made because I'm very good friends and we work hard together with the Warrens in Queensberry in England, and this David was their fighter, and they had secured a tremendous purse for the guy to fight Crawford. So I knew about it a few days before the announcement was made.
So Bob, since you actually knew about it, who would you kind of put the blame on in terms of why the fight didn't happen? Would you say that Crawford went to go fight Avanesian because of the money? Was it Team Spencer's side?
There's no blame here. This is a business. This is something that, unless the stars are all aligned, it doesn't happen. Al, I think, realizes that the best chance for the fight to have happened was if Crawford hadn't have left us, and we would have found a way to get that fight on, because we had a whole track record with PBC, with the Wilder Fury fights, working together. And I must say that when we did those joint promotions, we really worked well together and we maximized the revenue.
But do you believe that Crawford is going to be actually making more money fighting Avanesian than he would be fighting Spence?
Well, if that's true.
Well, I'm asking you. Do you believe
If
that?
that's true, I don't know why. You know why? I know as much as you do about it.
Not really.
But if Crawford is really getting 10 million or anything like 10 million fighting this Avenesian, I mean, he should change his name to Jesse James.
What's your thoughts on BLK Crown making a splash in boxing by securing a Terrence Crawford fight and signing Adrian Broner to a 3-fight deal?
Well, I mean, that's two different things. Getting Crawford a fight and putting it under their umbrella is one thing. I mean, that's dealing with quality. Signing Adrian Broner is just signing a headache.
So you think that part of the deal probably won't end too well for BLK?
Well, I
Brown?
don't know. Maybe they're kind of guys who can. I mean, at one point, Broner was a very talented guy, but he was his own worst enemy. Maybe they'll do something to fix that. I mean, I don't know. But again, for me, I wouldn't even have contemplated signing a Broner.
What is it like dealing with a fighter like that?
It's tough, man. Tough. It's generally more trouble than it's worth.
Do you believe that, and I know you're on the outside looking in, but you're the Bobfather, you know everything, you've seen everything. Do you believe that the fight will go through on December 10th between Crawford and Avenesian?
I have no idea. I never heard of these guys. I mean, but I do know certain things. I do know certain things that I can confirm, that the money paid to Avenesian has all been paid.
Could you tell us?
And it's
roughly?
not chump change. I don't want to go into it because it's none of my business, but I know from Frank Warren that every nickel in that contract is in the bank. So that leads me to believe that fight will happen, because nobody in their right mind puts up that kind of money and then pisses it away with no fight. I mean, so I really believe that that's a sign that fight is going to happen. And I hear Crawford, which I don't know, has gotten a big percentage of this purse that's been promised him. But I don't know that. But I know the Avenesian part is done. It's all paid.
Gotcha. For Spence, where do you think he should kind of go from here? Who's the guy that you're just like, okay, the Crawford fight isn't happening, he should fight this guy?
I think that, the guy that would make a really interesting fight is not Thurman. Thurman is, saw that, done that, I think the guy that would make a big splash is this Ennis kid.
What do you think about Ennis?
I think Ennis is a real talent.
Do you think he beats Spence right now?
I don't know about beats, not beats. I mean, Spence has more experience. It's a fight, though. It's a fight. It's an interesting fight.
Gotcha. Thank you, Bob. Appreciate you.